Welcome to another section or episode of Kings Don't Make Mistakes. Okay? There is this particular error in the last part, which was part three, about Delilah. I used Delilah. No, it's Jezebel. I was going to talk about Jezebel. In fact, it was Jezebel I spoke about, not Delilah, but I called the name Delilah. So I want you to note that it was Jezebel, not Delilah. So now, today, this particular section, which is part four, I'm going to be talking about the tone of the queen's voice. Kings easily detect the tone of voice. We are still dwelling on poor communication as a, a catalyst or a means or a way to have conflict. In order to avoid conflict in marriage and relationship, it's very important for the queen to be conscious that kings easily detect tone of voice. Most times, women have issues with men because they used to judge their voice by the pitch, not by the tone. There's a difference between a tone of voice and a pitch of voice. The tone of voice has to do with the quality or the color of the voice, whether it's warm, whether it's smooth, whether it's friendly. While the pitch of the voice has to do with the highness and lowness of the voice, that is, whether the voice is high or low. So, most times, if a woman does not speak to a man with a high tone, she believes that she has not disrespected the man, not knowing that the man judges the tone of that voice. A woman can speak softly, but with a, a tone that is not friendly. It is not the lowness of the voice, it is whether that voice has the right tone for that context. For example, it's very common for women to speak to men sarcastically, and they don't see any harm in it, but it injures and wounds the king. At the end of the day, it breeds conflict. Let's give an example where a man told a woman, I'm going to be home by 7, make dinner ready, everything. I have this discussion, I have to do a contract or something, discuss with people. And then he goes for that business, only for him to have other issues that comes up, and then he goes for them. Then he comes very late. Immediately he comes in. Maybe he comes in his mind, the thing did not work. What he went for didn't work. He felt like a failure. He felt downcasted. And then he comes home. What he expected is like the way Jezebel treated King Ahab. That's what she wanted. He wanted at that point. At that point, what is going to help him is a low tone. So if he walks into the house and the woman says something like, "Oh, you have arrived. So this is the right time for you to arrive. So you have come back from that your very important meeting." You know, it's harmless, but the tone is sarcastic because to him it is not correct. Likewise, you have a quarrel with your husband, and that is the moment you want to sing gospel song, thinking you are praising God, not knowing you are mocking the man. At that moment, gospel song is not important. Whatever you do, your tone must be checked. So, like I said, we're talking about Jezebel, not Delilah, in the last part. So I'll see you next time. But make sure you check your tone because your tone determines the tempo of that marriage, and your tone determines whether you are going to continue to have conflict because kings easily detect tone. Thank you very much. See you next.